Welcome to another edition of Africa Sideways, and we're currently at Pampoenfontein near Beaverlac in the Ford Everest 3-litre V6, pumping out 180 kilowatts of raw fun. Now, in the previous episode we saw how it handled on tar. Now we got it on the good stuff, the gravel. Plenty of ground clearance here. Slightly low profile tires. Well, it's slightly low profile. They are low profile. 20-inch rims on here. But great four-wheel drive system. And very comfortable in these sort of situations, you'd imagine. Camera car is driven by Shauno. Thanks, buddy, in his Q5. The 2-litre turbo. Also very at home on this sort of terrain. Let's see if we can keep up. This is Pampoenfontein. Lovely self-catering here. If you're ever in the area, check it out. They've got about 5 places you can rent out, ranging from 2-bedroom to 4-bedroom places. Often have functions at Beaverlac, and I'm a bit old for camping, a bit soft, so normally just come stay here and then go visit the peeps down there. Decent little farm track here to test it out. The car's going like a bomb. Been very impressed with this V6 engine. It's not that the VW Amarok engine. They've got a Ford engine in here. It really does look the business. They've gone to town on this front end. I see a bit of F-150 in it. Now we're on the main road from Pampoenfontein to Beaverlac. Quite corrugated. It's going to get a bit dusty here, as you'd imagine. This is South Africa at its best, big sky country. This is what you're missing out on, Rhino 1. This is what you're missing out on, Boyki. Hope to see you on one of these adventures one of these days. Rhino 1 used to be my camera car back in the day, but it relocated to Ireland. Might have to look him up there one of these days as well. But anyway, the show must go on. You know how it goes. Nice plume of dust. Beautiful morning here. Wisps of clouds. You can get really poetic in this area. Quite affordable at Pampoenfontein as well. Really worth checking out if you're looking for a family weekend away. It's only, 2 hours away from Cape Town, not that far. Well worth the visit. The lady who runs the farm, Gemma, is really cool, friendly, and it's all airy-eyed. Sure, Shauno in the Q5 is putting the hammer down, yeah. Similar power on that car. It's the same engine as the Golf GTI, I think, the 2-litre turbo. Highly tuned engine. So we're coming down the hill here. Everest is keeping pace. Can't get too close, I'm going to get dusted to all smithers. Popular place with hang gliders a bit further down. So we're heading towards the entrance to the gravel road towards Beaverlac and then down Dasklip Pass. We only get half of the Dasklip Pass because my camera fell off, but you're going to get the idea. It's panoramic views, and the hang gliders like to use it as a spot to launch off. And don't forget that after this I've got 2 more reviews in the can. The Mahindra Scorpio, we take that to Frog Mountain and Swellendam. That's a really cool adventure. And then the next one is the Ford Ranger Wildtrak, the brother or the sister to this, basically the Bucky version of this. With trimmer, we take that on a 1000k gravel round trip around the best gravel roads in the Western Cape. I lost my phone on that trip, but it doesn't matter. The universe provides. So we're yachting here, probably doing about 60, I'd imagine. And the Everest is so planted on this kind of stuff. You do have an 18-inch rim option for the Everest, which I'd really recommend people taking. because it just gives you a lot more tie. These are 20-inch rims on here, so you do feel like you are really having to tiptoe around a bit. It would obviously be better to have the 18-inch rims on here. Get a nice solid all-terrain tire. 33s on here and Fox shocks would really tie the room together. But anyway, been very impressed with the truck. Handles these gravel sections with aplomb. And price-wise, just over $1 million for this. This is the way things are going. Inflation has really hit the new car market over the last since COVID, since the spandemic. Anyway, we don't have to get into the gory details. Things always go up in price, they seldom come down. You just got to accept the reality of the situation as it is. And the reality of the situation is Ford with the Everest and the Ranger are really going to start asking serious questions of the competition, like the Toyota Fortuner, Prado and Hilux. If they can sort out some of their reliability foibles, I've heard stories of the old 3.2 having overheating problems and seizing up, but I've also heard people with a 2-liter 2.2 diesel of the old one having no issues and trouble-free motoring. So if Ford can get a more consistent package for their customers, like driving-wise, they're nicer to drive, they're often more powerful, handling's better. If they can just come to the party with better reliability, they're going to be difficult to hang with. And this Everest is difficult to hang with in a straight line with, 180 odd kilowatts, 550 pushing 600 newton meters of torque. It's one of the punchiest buckies. Well, it's not a bucky, we're talking about the SUV here. It's got loads of power on the hour. So back on the little tire, great for towing as well. It's just, you've just got to maintain these cars, check the cooling system, but the engines themselves are very sprightly. Dasklip Pass, ladies and gentlemen. Like those sunrises, that's the old PE cricket team, Quebeca. The sunrises from the 2020 Cup. Anyway, now we're looking down. This is looking down Dasklip Pass. This is where guys often do their hang gliding down here, and you can see why. It's a long way down. You don't want to get that wrong, ladies and gentlemen. So now we are following the Everest. It really does cut a nice line through this Sunday morning sky. Down and down she goes. It's a long way to Tipperary. Oh yeah, and in other news, I got the free flow exhaust put on the X-Trail. That's been quite cool. Fuel economy is down to 8 liters per 100. The cat was blocked, so I free flowed it. I originally just took the silencer off and put a straight pipe and kept my other two silencers on. I mean, took the cat off and straight piped it and kept the silencers, but I found it was too noisy, so I put a silencer where the cat was. Well, the second cat, you have two cats, one by the engine, which was completely blocked and it was damaging the manifold, and then there's a second cat. So what you do is you take the two cats off, and where the second cat was, you put another silencer, and it just purrs. It's not too noisy. It's not going to irritate the neighbors or yourself. I found it was just too noisy in the beginning. And it's going like a bomb. But anyway, back to this. Look at this here. Porterville down below, and a lot of farmlands. This is the sort of start of the Cedarburg that we've just come out of. Beaverlac's a popular destination for camping over the weekend, rock pools, and all sorts of good stuff. But, yeah, the handling on the Everest is really tight and tidy. Couldn't really fault it on any area. It feels very well made. I saw it. This was signed off in Victoria, so I'm getting the feeling this was made in Australia, which is not a bad thing. A lot of these cars get designed and tested in Australia because of the similar conditions to South Africa. So if it can handle that, it can handle anything. And it really is built for the bush. I'd love to see this with 33s and Fox shocks on. Make a Raptor version. Keep the same engine, it's got more than enough power. I've been banging on for a while that I want to see a Raptor version with this engine in for the Bucky and this particular truck. But it's a simple fix. If you got the bucks, you could easily upgrade the suspension and put bigger tires on, and you'd be ready for any kind of adventure. This thing also has a steel bash plate, which is always good to see. It's funny, some of the Everest editions I've noticed with a plastic and some have a steel. I would just put a standard steel bash plate on whatever car you've got so you can protect the oil sump. But you can see vastness below. It is very vast below. I wonder when my camera is going to fall off the car any second now, but you can see not really much body roll, and a pleasure to drive. And camera car, the Q5, also very, very planted. This is probably about a 7-8 year old Q5. Goes like a bomb. I think there's something on the engine you've got to change. That's a weak point. Once you've done that, it's good to go. So anyway, sit back, relax, get your popcorn out for the last couple of corners, and I look forward to seeing you again only on Africa Sideways. Peace and love.